935 KD, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Sundays in LA. It is your girl, Miss Corey Renee, and we are here with another episode. This episode is pretty special, as all of them, but this is really special because, it's Trevor Jackson. What's going on,
Thanks.
Trevor
What up?
Jackson?
What up? Did you guys read her shirt? That's what I was saying when you were starting. I said, how cute is that? I didn't mean I was like reading it. Oh, that's hard.
Okay, it says, I've never been to jail, but all my exes have.
Fire t-shirt.
It's just, you can
Quotable.
check that out at MissCoreyRenee.com. What's
She's
up?
quotable, man.
I love it. How have you been?
I've been great, man. I'm really, really excited about all this music that I've been able to release. I think
Yes.
one of the most frustrating things for me throughout my life is just being able to put music out when I make it or just put larger quantities of music out, finding the right way to do it. And I'm really liking the pace at which I'm able to release and the type of music that I've been making and people's reaction to it. It's amazing.
I love that. And I definitely want to deep dive into He Don't Know, the single that's just been out. In the same breath, I kind of want to take us back
Yeah,
a
please,
little bit
come on,
to
come
the
on, come on.
beginning
We
so
here.
we can have an understanding.
We here.
You know what I'm saying? So as it relates to you, because you are multifaceted as it relates to both TV and film and music. So can you recall a time, one of your earliest moments in life, that you knew entertainment was your gift?
Yes. Okay. I tap danced for a very long time. That was the first thing I ever did. Yeah.
What?
And for Black people, that was like the first form of entertainment we were allowed to do on a stage was tapping.
Facts.
So, and I didn't even know that when I started tapping at 3. But as I got older, I just realized how impactful that was, just as a performer and entertainer. Just stage presence and rehearsals and work ethic and all that stuff. But I think the moment where I was like, okay, this is more than fun. Like, this is my purpose, my calling, like what I have to do. I remember I was 8 years old. I was on stage of The Lion King, the Broadway show Lion King, and the whole front row of people. That's the only people you can really see when you're performing theater, just like the front row. Okay. And I remember I was like performing, and then I kind of just looked across everybody's face that was in the front row, and they all were just ear to ear smiling, right? And I don't know what they were doing before the show or after the show, but the only person that was on stage was me, and they were smiling. And like they just looked like they were in a good mood, and I was like, if I can do that, if that can be like my mission here to just make people feel better or make people feel at all, whether
Right.
even if it's a sad feeling, just let people know that it's okay. And that was probably the moment though. I was like, oh, I have to do this for the rest of my life.
Okay. And
sure.
you're doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
You know what I'm saying? You've been in multiple TV shows and film. And come on, we're talking about Superfly. We're talking about Freeform's highly rated television show, Grownish. I can go on. You know
100
what I'm
episodes.
saying?
Well, I think more than that now, but I did like 98 episodes.
Oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
it's in its last season?
Yeah, last season.
Ah!
It's beautiful, sad, but it's beautiful,
Oh my gosh. How has it been? What was your favorite part about playing Aaron?
I think his resilience and just ambition and relentlessness. I think the way that he attacked that is the way I attack everything I do in life, music, acting. I'm just not going to stop. And I just think my mission is just too important for me to stop. And I think that that's how he felt in any situation that he was facing, whether it's with bosses or people that are over him or, peers. And I can't be deterred, you know what I mean,
Right.
from what I have to do. And so that was always, when I played him, I felt that.
Wow.
That drive. So that's probably my favorite part.
Dang. I'm over here like, yes. You helping me stay motivated in this
come
industry.
on,
you know what
come
I'm saying?
on,
'Cause I'll
man.
be ready to give up.
Hey, we all are ready to give up. And that can go from second to second, day to day, moment to moment. But again, you can use the natural order of life every time. I always like try and bring up things like that. So like a scab or something, yeah, it hurts. Like I want to give up. And if I give up and pick it or whatever, it's not gonna heal and it's not gonna do the things you need to do. So I just say stay with it, and time will tell.
Yeah.
But I think if you believe in something and you go hard at it, patience and experience are two things that are very, very amazing to have.
Love that.
You can do anything with those.
Come on. Speaking of going hard, as it relates to just TV and film, you've done so much. So
Yeah.
what do you think has been the most multifaceted role in film that you've had to portray?
Multifaceted, like multiple things I had to do, or
Yeah.
most difficult to play, or
All of the above. Whatever had you dig the deepest.
that's probably Burning Sands. I think I dug the deepest for that. That was just I feel like I went into that process and came out a completely different person. I even had people that saw me before I went to go film that, and when I came back, they were like, "Whoa, You know what I mean? Like, you just look like a different, like, what's going on, like, energy and everything. And I think it's because I tried to literally put myself through hell. Like, while I was doing that, I tried not to sleep at all. Because, you know, when I'm talking to people just doing my, you know, my work, I'm asking different, you know, frats and stuff. Well, not frats, sorry, fraternities. I'm like, yo, like, what's it like? And they're like, we couldn't sleep, dude. He's like, the minute you go to sleep, they're waking you up. Hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. So I just tried to, like, film all day and, like, stay up until I finally passed out, get up and go. So I was always looking tired. And I just put my body and my mind through it when I did that. And that's probably the craziest I've gone with something like that.
Right. Well, I want to switch gears a little bit because, you know, we are here to talk about the music.
Let's get it.
Because you are a real artist. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that.
So here you are, an amazing just entertainer as it relates in general. But you have this great craft of being an actor, but you also have really great music. So what do you feel like the biggest misconception is of an actor or actress who's able to transition and still be successful in music?
The biggest what? I'm sorry, say one more time.
The biggest misconception, like, because some people feel like, well, we know him for this and he wants us to have music, but I want Aaron. You know what I'm saying?
So here's my question for entertainment. That's why I like sports a lot. And I always compare it because I hate that they're different. Because I look at my life as a musician, as a rookie, or as like one of the best players that nobody's playing. You know what I mean? Nobody's putting in the game. And for me, I think that if you're watching basketball and the guy's a shooter, he's a passer, he's a defensive player, he's getting rebounds, he's doing all of it, that's when we clap him up, right?
Right.
If he's versatile. So why is it when it comes to entertainment, somebody can do all these things? Why wouldn't you uplift or like commend the guy that's doing almost the impossible? Because sometimes it is impossible to do multiple things and be good at them and actually be authentic at them. So I just think it's so funny, and it's just people, but you know, it's like the group think. You know, if you ask somebody who might have an opinion about me by themselves, just me and them talking, they'll have an opinion. But if they see 1,000 people saying one thing, they want to feel a part of a movement or a part of a journey, and that's okay. But I always say I'm facing it like that, like, yo, I'm doing everything. How can you not put me in the game? I'm doing the LeBron. I'm scoring 20 a night. Every song I put out is fire. Every project, I'm sorry, but
let's go.
It's just the energy this morning that I'm on.
I'm here for
I had a coffee.
Come on, commissary, shout out.
But you know what I mean? Every video I do is awesome. I mean, the from the storytelling to the lyrics to the visuals, like, and it's not just thrown together and it's awesome. I'm putting hours and 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 hours into making it look and feel good, because this is something I love to do. And I think the only thing that I have different from everybody else is my perspective, is my vision, is my story, and the way I see the world. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm creating.
Absolutely. What I didn't do in the beginning of this show, which I normally do, is tell people how we met.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I waited.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
You didn't.
Come on, like.
You didn't think. Be honest. You didn't think. You didn't. Be honest. I could feel it. You were like, Trevor, you ain't gonna. Trevor. I was like, trust me. Come on. We're gonna do it.
Yo, I met Trevor. Shout out to Supreme Team LA. Gary, love you always. And Trevor was literally like performing, okay? He was acapella up, singing. I thought, you guys, Trevor was being dubbed by the DJ. Like, I thought he was just standing there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Trevor Jackson, I gotta go tell him the whole spiel.
Thanks.
You guys, this man had the microphone. I'm over here tapping him.
She was. I was like, singing my little heart out.
Singing his heart out. And that's how good he is. That's the reason why I'm saying it. He's that good that I thought it was the damn recording.
Thank you.
And I was like, Corey, chill. And of course, that didn't stop him. He was still so very humble and down to earth and was like, we'll make it happen. And here we are.
Yeah.
So I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This is awesome. Your energy is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I do want to talk a little bit more about music and studio and how all that is. Because I know you have worked with some really dope artists as far as in the studio. I mean, producers like Neo, Tank. You know, we play them. 935 K-Day, you know, we're a classic hip hop station. Get Down with the Get Down, and we play them religiously. No worries. What was the biggest nuggets you have learned from both Neo and Tank?
So obviously I've met Neo a few times, but I never like got to sit with him and work. It was more like he was writing records for me and then sending them. And
snap.
Yeah, and I'd cut them or whatever. But I mean, just hearing the records he made, I think he just was storyteller. I love storytelling. I love saying the same thing but in a different way. Because nothing under the sun is really new, right? Everybody kind of says the same thing. It's about family. It's about success, not having something, then having something, about being in love, not being in love. It's kind of like the general world. So I think just how can I say these things differently?
Yeah.
Sonically, differently. Tank is awesome. I love working with Tank. He's dope. I mean, it's crazy what I found out about Tank is as I got older, like a lot of the songs I love, I didn't know that he wrote.
Wow.
Yeah, and so like it keeps coming out. Like he has more stuff. I'm like, wait, you did that? Hey, wait, what? You did that? You did that? And so yeah, he's an actual great definition of somebody who I think took every opportunity and didn't think of himself too highly, even though he sings better than everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Outsings.
It outsings everybody and does all this stuff. I think that he attacked the opportunities and went for it and didn't feel like he was too good. Hey, they only want me on the background of this. Fine, have it. I still did it though.
Facts.
That was me that did that. And so I think that's something that's missing in a lot of these younger generations. They're like, their head is too big with like no credentials, being like, I need this amount of money. I need this credit. I need to feel like this. And it's like, you ain't put no work in.
Come on.
Why am I doing that? You ain't put no work in.
None.
And so if you really want it, it's about that. And it's about knowing that my brother is a good person. Shout out Ian Jackson. He's my business partner, Born Art, and my older brother. So, I mean, I exist because of him, But something that he always tells me, and I found myself doing this a while ago, but I'm doing better. He's like, bro, why are you scared to, like, put stuff out? Like, that's the last good thing you're going to make.
Wow.
He was like, why do you do that? He was like, you make 6 songs a night. You come down here and you make 6 songs, you're playing for me. So stop being scared, like, hey, this is the greatest thing you're ever going to do, and you're not going to be able to top it. He's like, you're always going to be able to top it. You're always going to evolve. And so that's what I'm saying that to say, even people who haven't done nothing yet and you feel like, hey, this is my one. No, this is one thing of a million things that you're going to do.
Facts.
But I say be smarter. I don't know why this became a little TED Talk that I'm talking
No,
about.
please.
But
That's what I want.
But I want people to be smarter about positioning themselves.
Come on, talk.
To get into position and stop being so prideful that you can't even get in the rooms you want to get in because you think that, hey, in order for me to go in this room, they need to lay out a red carpet for me.
Uh-oh.
And I'm victim of this. I've done this. I feel like I have a little more excuse to be that way because I've done it for so long compared to like people who are just starting. But still, that feeling of like, hey, like, you know what I mean? But it's like, hey, if I want to be in the room, if I want these people when they see my face next to be like, hey, what up, man? It could be that simple. I could go into some place that I maybe had to, get maneuver my way into.
Yep.
I meet one person, they kind of like see me, hey, whatever. Next time I see them, I'm outside the club. They're walking like, hey, let him in. You come with me, bro. And now you're sitting at the table with the guy because you went for free or went and did something for free or put the hard work in. And now, look, you're sitting in the... So you got to just...
Plant the seeds, people.
You know what I mean?
Come on. It's just that simple. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good.
Like, all of that. I absolutely love it. So... Let's talk about, you just got off of a tour with Eric Bellinger, right?
Yeah, that was that beginning of last year or was that this year? Last year. Beginning of last year. And he called me, dude, and it was funny. He was like, what's up, man? What you doing? I was like, what you want, man? Why are you calling me like this? What's up? He's like, I'm going on tour. And I was like, for real? He's like, dude, I'm going to be honest. People have been hitting me up left and right. He's like, I only want you, bro. I only want you, man. He's like, I've always believed you. By the way, Eric Bellinger wrote on my first EP of all time when I was 15 years old.
Love it.
So it's just crazy how full circle it's come. He's kind of helped me executive produce this project. He's written a few records on this project with me that's coming out.
Okay.
But he's helped me, just put a lot of stuff together. And just has been super supportive. And
Yeah.
I haven't really found that in a lot of like older black men that I look up to in my life that are in the entertainment industry. That I want to like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted more of that. And he was somebody that I met that was like, hey, man. And he did that. And now that's why I always bring him up. I always make sure I uplift him as well because, first of all, being a Grammy award-winning writer, when you tell me the stuff I'm doing is fire, okay, I don't need nobody else to say it. I don't need people online to say it. I don't need y'all to say it. This guy writes hits every day, and he's hearing my music like, it's fire.
Come on.
Okay, my shit's fire then.
Done.
Now I'm good. And I remember I told him that when we finished tour, I was like, yo, I struggle, I'm a human being, you know what I mean? So I hear stuff or whatever and maybe have some self-doubt. I was like, but when he took me on tour with him and just, like I said, continued to pour into me and just believe in what I was doing, I kind of gave me like another layer on top. And I'm like, okay, bet. I got this, you know what I mean? Wow. So shout out Eric Bellinger.
Yes.
But and that's why too now when I go do events or anything, I meet everybody, I say what's up, because I never want somebody to feel that way about me that's coming in like, hey, I wish you would have just, and I get we're busy, we have heavy schedules,
Yeah.
but if somebody takes the time to come support you, whatever, the least you can do is be like, hey, I see you. Hey, what's up?
Yes.
What's going on? Hey, our music. And, our problem as black men, we think there can only be one, especially in this space or these spaces. And we can all be here. We can all win. So that's just my goal, is that more black, older leaders, help out more and dig in more. Not just when it benefits them. Not just when somebody's like, hey, get on. Not just, hey, now I'm popping. Now you want to hit me up, bro. Which that's happened. That's happened. You weren't talking to me the past 5 years, but niggas is like, sorry. People are listening now, and now, now you want to, like, reach out. And so do it when do it, because that's when I need it. When nobody's listening to me and nobody's hearing me and I'm not on any TV shows, I'm not on any movies, I'm in my house depressed about life, that's when I needed you. You know what I'm saying? For you to be like, hey, man, are you good? Just checking on your spirit. What's up? How can I help? Is there anything? And even if I can't help right now, like, I'll give you a time next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need more of that.
Damn.
Because everybody else is doing it but us. Everybody else is doing it but us.
Mic drop? I mean, I don't know what to really say other than I'm so happy that you're here.
Yeah.
Because I feel the same way.
Everybody does it with us.
But as far as it being like, black women or anything like that, for me, I don't discriminate. I feel like it's kind of like across the board, period. Like, let's just switch the narrative as it relates to just being genuine. Like,
right.
I don't understand why we have to feel like, gatekeeping or you know what? No,
it's vanity, man. It's one of the worst things. The vanity is hard.
Mirror.
Yeah, it's exactly. Move the mirror, right. I remember I read something, I'm probably going to say it wrong, but it was something to the effect of, like, when you stop looking for, like, credit or something, you'll, like, do way more. I forget what it was, but it was like, when you stop needing the credit, you'll be able to accomplish way more, and you'll just do more. You'll be way more effective. But everybody's like, it was me, and I get that. When you work hard, you want to be recognized, but then who is it about, really? If you have a mission, if you feel like you have a purpose, and it's about the world, and it's about helping kids and helping the world, when you have that mentality, you got to be like, oh, I'm thinking it's about me then. It kind of takes you off the little...
Of course.
Of course, man. Of course. Of course.
Of course. That was a viral clip, by the way. I'm like,
grab that, post that, snap
I'm
that.
just like, blow. Like, we're about to, yes, this is absolutely what needs to be said and what we're putting out.
I want to actually mention someone that I've met a bunch of times that's really cool.
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan. Okay?
Is he nice?
Yeah. To me, I'm speaking about our experiences. When I've met him, that's what I meant, though. Like, people that are, hey, you know what I mean? And I meet them, and he's always been like, hey, man, I see you, man. I see everything you're doing, pouring into me, right?
Yes.
So I just want to give a shout out. That's one of few people that have been super, super cool to me and uplifted me, just being a young actor, entertainer, musician in the game. And, sometimes you just need that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So shout out Michael B.
Shout out Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Let's talk about He Don't Know.
Let's do it.
Okay. New
a little
song.
toxic. I'm talking all this profound stuff, and now we're going to get into the debauchery. It's real.
Of it all.
Hey, the debauchery, you got to be honest about it. That's the only way you can come out of that. You got to accept where we are, and then we evolve.
That part. He Don't Know is out right now on all streaming platforms, okay?
Yep.
I'm getting Afro beats, I'm getting, sensuality vibes.
Yeah, there's a lot of sensuality in my music.
And
sorry to interrupt you. They said that I over-sexualized the Water song, right, when I did the remix.
I saw that. Millions of streams,
and they said that over-sexualized. And I just want to remind everyone, the song is called Water, which doesn't mean drinking. We're not talking about actual water, okay?
I don't think
so. How could I have I'm sorry. I just had to say that on publication. You guys got to hear that. But that was, people.
Yeah.
The nerve of people. You ever sexualize a song called Water and the dance move is water dripping down the back? Shake. Okay.
That viral clip?
All right, that was me. I over-sexualized that. Cool.
No.
But I wanted to bring that up, too, to say that's why I wanted to do this kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Because I loved the way it came out, like my voice on that kind of record. And obviously, I love the record and was just kind of showing, hey, if this is what it sounded like if she put me on it. And just showing people, I always want to, going back to my brother was saying about being boundless, like that doesn't just mean in quantity, that means in like different lanes, genres, I've been writing country since I was young, I've been writing rock music, I do a bunch of stuff, but stuff that I really like, just want to vibe to, this was like one of those.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to make it. The concept is basically, he doesn't know about what you've been up to.
You
What we've been up to.
Oh, we've. Okay, I was gonna ask. I'm like, is
He
this a
doesn't know
person?
what you and I have been up to, and let's keep it that way, because if he finds out everything's ruined, it's a good situation for right now.
Right.
But yeah, I do like it. This whole kind of, like I said, the music I've been making from the first EP to this single is just from the perspective of a guy who's in love with a girl who's in a relationship, and I feel like we always hear about side chicks, we never hear about the side guy, and the side guy is more emotional than he likes to lead on. And that's why I wanted to make this, because it's a place where you can feel safe to be like, hey, I kind of like love you, but you're in this thing. Do you love me? You know,
Right.
am I being used right now? Like, but, you know, normally be like, man, I don't care. I just got a little girl. She got to do. Like, sometimes I see her, but deep down, he'd be by himself at the house. Like, what is she doing? Is she with him?
When you
that
write
move she did she do that on? Where did she learn that?
And then
What's
all of a
going
sudden,
on?
you're writing them novels
Yeah,
of text
right,
messages.
exactly.
Stop playing with us.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You guys have feelings too.
Yes, we have feelings, and they're actually a lot heavier than y'all's. Because you guys feel yours all the time, there's like a nice little middle ground, and that's expected, I feel like. But with men, because we don't do it all the time, it like comes out in like spurts of like vomit or like, oh, like, you know? And it's way heavier because we're not used to,
Right.
we don't know how to moderate it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, if you're feeling all the time, you're like, okay, when I feel like this, I know I can do this. But when you're feeling things that you force yourself not to feel, you don't really know how to react to. You don't really know how to control it, and you know, you don't really have a safe space.
Yeah.
So that's what this album is, or this music and this album that I'm making is kind of representing, is that space of like, hey, sometimes I hate you, sometimes I love you, but to be honest, like, I do feel the way.
Right.
Sometimes.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Heck yeah.
Do you think about me?
Yes.
Do you think about me?
Trevor Jackson is creating a safe space for the man.
For the man.
Okay.
For the side guy.
So, talk to me a little bit about the process of that.
Yeah.
Did you already have something in mind? Did you have a team working with you? Like, how was the process?
In what way? What do you mean?
Of as far as
Like
writing
concept?
the song? Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny. I feel like a lot of the music I kind of made was in that vein already, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to work on less downing the man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of songs are like, man, that nigga, he ain't blah, blah. And more
Okay.
so just like, hey, this is how I feel. I'm sorry that this is happening.
Yeah.
You know, to that situation. You know, no disrespect. You know what I mean? Because we've all been there. Nobody wants to be that guy, but life is life.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Nobody wants to be that guy.
You ain't gotta be rude.
Yeah.
Trevor, I
gotta be
feel
rude.
like you're my kindred spirit of a man.
You feel me?
Seriously.
Feel me? You don't got to be rude.
You
and
don't.
because we've all been there. I've been on the other side. You know, I've had a girl, and, you know, it's like, dang, oh, that really hurts. And then you start realizing, hey, everybody I've been with or anybody that they have someone that feels this way about them.
Yeah.
And that kind of changes your perspective, too. You know, because
Yeah.
sometimes you might just have a little sneaky link to you, but somebody that you really love,
Uh-huh.
and then you realize, oh, they might have someone that really loves them or that they love, and you start to feel a little bit,
Yeah.
we could talk about this all day.
I do. One last
That's
question
why.
in that vein.
Yes. Okay.
How
I didn't even answer your question. I don't think.
No, you did. You
Okay.
did. We're good. So how do we resolve this? Like, for the people who don't want sneaky links and don't want situationships, like, do you have any idea how we can do this?
There's a idea that I have. I
Okay,
don't know if
let's
it's
do
going to work, but I think people have to stop subjecting themselves to situations that they don't like just because they want to be with the person they want to be with, or they like the situation that they're in and they don't voice their opinion. Then they live in a prison and start resenting themselves and resenting the person, and then it explodes.
Damn.
That's what I think we have to start doing. If you don't like it, unfortunately, here's the thing, like, yeah, you got to compartmentalize, right? Because if you really love this thing, or like even if you just enjoy this moment, whatever, like, have that. But don't go into it being like, hey, I know I really don't like this, but I'm probably going to end up getting in a relationship with this person. Like, you're just creating your own prison.
Right.
So don't do that. I think you just got to be honest with self. But it's easier said than done. Feelings kind of sway. They go up, they go down, they go left, they go right. But I think just trying to communicate, and it's not an easy thing. Men and women, relationships in general, like, it's always been two different personalities in it. And it's, but I think it's not the beauty, right? I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like if we all, like, it'd be boring. It'd be boring. If we had all the answers, man. If we were just like, yeah, it's all perfect, yeah, and then it's boring. Perfect is boring. People don't realize that.
Okay.
I always say when you stop asking questions, you've lost your spark. You've lost like your. And I remember before I had this injury, I have torn my Achilles, by the way, for those of you who don't know. But I felt like I had all my answers, and I didn't really feel excited about life. I felt very numb. Felt like, you know, waking up again, I'm gonna eat this, gonna do this, and well. That's just how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And then the minute I got injured and I went through some other stuff, some personal stuff, it like scared me and I was sad and like depressed a little, but it also like got me excited and I was asking questions again.
Right.
Where am I going to end up? Who am I going to be with? Where are we going to have, you know what I mean? Now I'm going through, and it's pretty cool. You know, that you can end up looking at something that way. Obviously it takes time, but it's a pretty cool thing.
I'm glad you went through that.
Yeah.
Not the injury part, but the reinvention of
yeah.
yourself. Like, that's important.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, I got caught up. So, what do you want the world to know about your upcoming album?
That is fire. Dylan. No, I'm kidding. No, but it's dope. And like I said, it's just a safe space in this perspective. I think for a long time, I was scared to like be vulnerable and just talk about real stuff. But life is short. And I feel like the only way to help is to be honest and tell your version of your story. And that's what I'm doing. And I also think I'm just bringing back that late 90s singing.
Please.
Performing and giving it my all. I think we live in a culture now where giving it your all is frowned upon, which I think is ridiculous. And I go back to the basketball thing or sports in general. Anybody who's running down the court, lackadaisical, he's not playing D. He doesn't care. His heart's not in it. But when you perform or you're doing something, you want me to like look like I'm drugged out on something and not, you know. I want to actually perform. I want to actually give it my all. I want to actually show you like, hey, this is where I belong on the stage.
Right.
And so bringing that feeling back, because those people I looked up to, man, Boys to Men, Brian McKnight,
Come on.
Michael Jackson, Prince, they were never on a stage and not giving it their entire being and their entire soul.
Yes.
So when I'm recording, when I'm shooting videos, when I'm on stage, that's what you're going to get. And I want more people to feel comfortable with that. Last thing I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
No, please,
it's also
please.
the coffee. I have
coffee?
There's coffee right here. Yeah, I've been sipping on it periodically. But one of my friends, right?
Yeah.
He's a basketball player, and he's younger, and he can sing his butt off.
Wow.
Like, I'm talking about white boy singing his butt off like a black boy, okay?
Okay.
Just singing his butt off. And I know that he'll never sing because he knows he'll get made fun of if he starts to sing. He plays basketball, you know? And that's just like the world we live in. It's like,
right.
Hey, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. But I hope to, you know, play my part in, like, showing that it's okay. Like, if you have a passion, you have a dream, you can't let people determine that for you.
Right.
But I just know, yeah, they're like, oh, what, you're a singer now? Singing is one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah.
So if you do it well, I mean, you go to the circus, see somebody backflip off a trapeze, and you're like, oh, that's weird. He tried really hard to land that. And you'd be like, that was incredible.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you being the amazing person that I have just realized to come in person.
Yeah,
I've already had an idea,
yeah.
but just being here, I'm like, yeah.
I had a blast. Yeah,
you're
awesome.
one of them ones. Like, I really appreciate that. And I hope you and I could start from here.
Yeah.
Changing the narrative.
Let's go.
Of being genuine and just honing in, and don't be afraid to like support one another. And I hope that
Nothing
your
wrong with
friend that is in basketball starts singing his
Singing.
behind him.
He won't.
Tell him
He won't.
can come here.
He's going to be in the NBA.
You're
He's not going to sing.
Oh, he's not.
He's going to end up being in the NBA. But
well, tell him if he ever want to sing a little something.
He could, though.
You guys can come together.
Yeah.
Okay? Give him an outlet. You know?
Exactly. A
That's
safe
all I'm
space.
saying.
And he'll do that. He'll record like a song and send it to me or send it to his brother, and his brother will send it to me. I'm like, there's no way he recorded it. It sounds amazing, but he's never going to put it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, lastly, I know you are also into mental health.
Yes.
And giving back.
Mhm.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just did this thing called Silence the Shame, which I really loved. Shout out to Auntie Shanti. But it was just, it's one of the first times I did that. These are things I've always talked about. Anybody that knows me knows I'm kind of like, you know, I want to talk about the real.
Yeah.
We can be fake all day, but, you know, I prefer the only way to, like, progress is to really get into it. And so I got to go to a college. I went to Morehouse, and I got to speak to the college kids. And the coolest thing about that was them showing up.
Showing up. Okay.
You got to chase your peace and your happiness. And I feel like, again, we go back to, I got to be cool. So I'll be over here miserable as long as I look cool. Or, hey, I'm struggling and I need help.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love some people to talk to about this. And when they see me, most people on the outside looking, oh, he's the richest guy in the place, blah, blah. No. I go through a lot of things, you know, and my life isn't perfect. And so to see me show that side gives them a space to do so as well. And my soul was fed when I did that. I actually was like, really walked away from that like, wow. And again, regardless what them showing up was the most effective thing. Like, yo, you have to be hungry for that. You have to be hungry for peace of mind. You have to be hungry for, you know, mental health. Because it can be crippling if you don't assess the problem. So yeah, man, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'd love to do more things like that. And yeah, man, chase your peace and your happiness, regardless of like what it is.
Yeah.
That's why like Grownish, there was an episode. It was like, hey, you can go to therapy, you can take pills, whatever works for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't just be in hell because you feel like, hey, I have to be in hell. No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
There's tools, and
Resources.
yeah, all I want to do is continue to reveal those tools, those resources, and help the world.
I heard that. Can you plug anything else that you would like? The name of the album, like you said, summertime. I'm not
EP?
asking for a date.
EP, there's an EP release May 14th.
Okay.
It's called He Don't Know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, so like the last EP I did, I put Heads Up first, and then the EP Heads Up. It's the same vibe. Put out the He Don't Know. And May 14th, we're dropping another EP. And yeah,
Yes.
got some bangers on there. Corey Renee is awesome. I had a blast here with you. Thank you for having me. And one love.
Thank you. You guys, that has been Sundays in LA with Miss Corey Renee.